Well, something, to be fair to us, you will recall that when this trial started, we did not boycott proceedings when the Honorable Atufosin, our leader, is required to be in court. This latest decision came about as a result of the leaked tape, the now Jakba series of tapes, which are making blockbuster reviews. It's as if we are watching a Hollywood movie, action-packed. And it is clear in our mind, after listening to those audios, that this is a kangaroo process, that there is no credibility. These are trumped-up charges, and this whole Atufosin, harassment must end. We thought that the judiciary would declare a mistrial, and this total charade, which has really become an embarrassment, an insipid disgrace to the judicial system of our country. We thought that this matter would just have been ended. And so it is out of the outrage that we all have, listening to those tapes and how the Attorney General sought to get one of the witnesses, Mr. Jakpa, to falsely accuse the Honorable Atufosin. Don't forget.
It's not true.
Don't forget that these are grave matters. These are grave matters to bear false witness. I mean, and we know the implications.
You can't allow this to
ride. It would destroy the Honorable Atufosin. We've all listened to the tape.
Yes. You cannot allow this to ride because it's not true.
We've all listened to the tape. What is not true? Every Ghanaian has listened to the tape. So it is as a result of that. But yes, something I agree with you that on the issue of quorum, we can do better. What we do is that after the proceeding, when we boycott, and remember that boycotts are parliamentary truths. In every democracy, boycotts, abstention.
But how is this justified? That we are paying you with the taxpayers' money to sit in parliament to work for us. And you decided that your leader, who was not the leader when the case started,
yes,
and you decided to make him a leader after the case started,
yes,
that suddenly a judge says, I will not permit you, him to be absent for certain days. And you say, since the judge says you will not give that permission, we will also not go to parliament.
And after listening to, there's been a seismic development. We can't ignore that. That tape, we can't ignore the Jakpa tape. So we are convinced that this is some kangaroo process. And so we are registering protests. In a democracy,
you're going to court does not change the evidence before the court.
We concede, but we must make a point. Boycotts are part of democratic tools. In the democratic tool basket, you can protest, you can go on demonstration, which we did this week on this Net Hotels matter. You can boycott, you can write petitions, you can picket. We have chosen boycotts. But after the proceedings, we go to the House. And on the issue of...
The proceedings end around 3, 4, sometimes a little late.
And
that's the time we are closing.
Yeah, and there are times that our proceedings in Parliament can go up to even midnight. There are times we've even sat to the next day.
But by then, the Speaker would have been told that there's no quorum, and then he'll ring the bell for, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Then after which they will find that there's no sufficient numbers, and they would have suspended the House anyway.
So something. We have told the Ghanaian people and our people who elected us to Parliament, the citizens, why we are boycotting. I would like to hear from our colleagues why because they can make up the numbers to form a quorum. They are 137 plus 1, the independent candidate who has decided to work with them. So 92, they really don't need us to form a quorum. And yet, the House is not able to form a quorum. They haven't told us that they are boycotting. I'm not aware of any issue that really prevents them from coming to the House. So you can't blame us for the lack of quorum, particularly when we have announced to the country why we have decided to embark on this protest. So really, we should be finding out from our colleagues who are not boycotting and yet will not come to the House. But ultimately, let it be said that we must...
Because of time. For how long are you going to continue with this?
We must as a
For
house...
as long as the case goes on, and the judge doesn't give him permission to stay away.
That is the caucus decision. But as a house, I think that Speaker and leadership, we should find a way, probably when we return from the boycotts...
Yes, let's get a Japanese view on this. And Kofi